All right, welcome back to another Message of Hope, Intuitive Tarot and Oracle card reading. Today's message is going to focus on, or at least we're going to start with, the focus of going deeper, expanding your creativity. And as always, these are not predictive. These are intended to be light-filled and hope-filled messages to support you on your journey wherever you are on your journey. And it's always take what resonates, leave what does not. And if anything, I hope that you will find that this message supports you in going deeper and trusting your own intuition, because I have a feeling what's going to come up here is going to be a reflection of maybe some messages you've already received. So let's see what wants to come through. We are going deeper, expanding creativity. Ooh, okay, that was way too many that just fell out. So let's see for the past position. Okay, and it's feeling a little sloppy already, which is interesting. Okay, we've got one. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do one more. Is there one more for the past position that wants to come? Two more came out. Okay, let's move into the present position. What card wants to come out for the present position? This is, I don't know. It feels funny right now. Okay, we got two for the present. Let's see for the future. Let's see what wants to come out. Okay, we have our cards. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Let's see for the past position. Okay, so I'm going to pause this while I just take this in. I'll come right back. Okay, so I am back. I just took a few moments to look at the cards. And so if you've been watching these, you may have heard me say this before. Some of them, it seems like they play off each other, right? And I think it was the last one that I just did that kind of had elements of self-trust. And this one has some of that too. So we're talking about going deeper, expanding your creativity. And you may have in the past, and when I say past, this is, however you relate to that, right? So it could be 6 months ago, it could be 20 years ago, it could be yesterday. It doesn't, you get to decide. But you may have at one point felt like you had lots of options, and these could be options that you liked, or could be options that you maybe didn't like, right? It could be a combination of, like conventional options versus unconventional options, things like that. And I'm going to cut to the chase. It's about choosing to take action, trust yourself, move forward. And in the end, the more you've poured into yourself, the universe pours into you. You have massive abundance, overflowing abundance, continuous flowing abundance. So that's the hope part. The hope part is you have the universe just pouring into you, and it's blue skies and more ease and peace. So now let's dive into the story a little bit more. So the story may be that in order to move forward, you felt like you had to do things on your own, be very alone to find your, you may have felt that, before you chose to move forward, whatever that represents for you, right? Taking that next step, maybe being brave and bold to do something that, maybe other people didn't approve of, whatever it might be. You may have felt like, you were kind of empty, right? Like you weren't feeling very fulfilled. And yet in order to move in the direction that was going to be more fulfilling for you, like you really had to take bigger action. So I say that we've got here two cards. We've got these two cards here. And so seeing you as this is your starting place, you had all these options, but notice the number 2 at the top. Like, if we had to look at like, what's your emotional tank was at a 2 out of 10, right? And yet you had to take action, move forward all on your own. And you've got that 8. You had to put in 80% to really start to feel more of that fulfillment for yourself. And the universe is like, okay, you know what? You put in that extra 8. We're giving you even more than that, right? 8 and 2 is 10. They're giving you 11. And again, this is like bringing it all together. Everything that you're doing is being watched over, and you're being provided the tools and being shown what tools you already have access to within you, as well as bringing to you, external tools, whatever other resources you didn't previously have. As you move forward on that journey, we see you, really starting to really emanate the energy of the work you've been pouring into yourself. So much so that, other people are noticing. You're shining your light. You are being a beacon in whatever it is that you do. You're being a beacon of light. It's, you're showing who you are, and other people are noticing, and they're looking. And there might be some envy. There might be some, there might be some chatter behind your back. But you're going to stand firm. This is who you are. This is what you do. And you're fully supported in it. You're fully supported. This is the journey. This is the way. You may have even found that you've attained a certain degree of comfort or success. I mean, as I say comfort, I mean more so like footing, stability within your journey earlier on than anticipated. Or maybe you just were being seen for who you are a lot sooner than you expected to be seen. Maybe you had a degree of early success, and maybe you had a degree of early success, and I don't know, I'll just leave it at that. Maybe that gave some sort of cloud over you that you had to navigate your way through. But here's the thing, in the end, and when I say end, right, every ending is another new beginning. Okay, but in the end of this phase of the journey is love begins. Okay, it says love begins, but to me, this, okay. It goes with what I just said. Every ending is another beginning. But what I would like to say is this is about love overfloweth. And we're talking about, self-love. We're talking about you, of course, feeling and receiving more of the love that the universe has been giving you all along on the path. And this is other people pouring into you too, right? This is no longer, this is no longer being afraid to be seen. This is, releasing whatever doubts and worries there may have been. And it could also be new forms of love that are showing up, because you are now, it could even just simply be that you have gotten more clear on your path. So, we started with all these options, right? I'm looking at all the different colors, all the different options, all the different pathways you could take, right? Some might be more fulfilling, others less fulfilling. And you decided to focus on one. You chose I'm going to say the green one. You chose the green one here. And what do we have in that one? Yeah, this is perfect. I'm going to pull from the Gateway deck in a little bit. You chose to pull from the one that we'll say is, connected to nature and your heart. May have a more earthy vibe to it. And here you go. Look at that. The earth is reflecting back to all this abundance. And I want to go back to what I said at the very beginning, 3, 2, 1, because the cards came out in that way. 3 for the past, 2 for the present, 1 for the future. And so that could be just another confirmation of, if you're into seeing angel number sequences, things like that. Maybe you've been seeing 3-2-1. Maybe you've been seeing 1-2-3. Ready, set, go. Red, yellow, green, or yellow. Yeah, red, yellow, green. Right. Something that's kind of nudging you in the direction of making a progression, right? Putting one foot in front of the other and to keep going. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. And in addition to that, the numbers 1 and 2 are also showing up quite a bit in here. So yeah, 1 and 2, 21, 12. Yeah. So so I see it as more, I think it more, as I sit with it, it's a degree of not even a degree. It's you narrowing the focus. You choosing you, narrowing your focus. And as anybody starts to focus in more on something, then that thing kind of shines brighter, right? Brighter and brighter, because you're funneling all this energy into it. So that's the thing that gets brighter. Just like they say, the grass is greenest where you water it, right? The grass is greenest where you water it. And your grass is getting really green, really green. There's a lot of green here. Okay, let's expand on this. Oh, let's look at the bottom of the deck, because I'd love to do that part. Yeah. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the base chakra, which is your root chakra, which that's also what I was noticing at the very beginning, because we have a lot of red here, which mirrors that. And red correlates to the base chakra, which is all about your foundation, how secure you're feeling, how safe you're feeling. You may have been very afraid to focus in one direction, to take this action where it's just you all on your own moving forward. You may have been uber freaked out. What's that other phrase? Big risks yields big rewards. Big risk yields big reward. Take that in. Take that in. That feels good. That feels really good. Okay, let's do, here we go. Let's do a gateway oracle. Because you're walking through that gateway. You decided to walk through that gateway, going deeper, expanding your creativity. Could be, right here we have revealing radiance. It says, my light illuminates the world. Hello. Your light does illuminate the world. It truly does. It really, really does. I forget what I was going to say a moment ago. So let's see what gateway card wants to come through for all those who are here for it, who are resonating with this message, here to receive a message of hope and light. As they go deeper, expand their creativity in whatever way resonates most for them. Okay, let's see what this one is. Believing in magic. True magic is abounding in my life. So this is speaking to me. So see, we've got like a magician's top hat, right? And you've got all those things popping out of it. You've got there's a key, there's music notes, there's I think it's the Star of David. You've got a dove, a dolphin, a rose, a cross. There is heart, a present, a lightning bolt, the spiral. You've got Saturn, other stars, and the moon. And it's all flowing. It's all just popping out. It's like just all the abundance. Anyway, this to me, right, is speaking right here. So in order to be able to have the courage to step on, the courage to step out on your own and put that 8 in, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do so much. I'm laughing at myself. Okay. I'm going to have to do so much in order to do this, right? To do this thing. Because you're like, I want this. I want this, right? And you realize that it's not there. In the present, it's not fully there, right? You're going to have to do something more. And so in order to do this, to have the courage to do all this, you've got to believe. You've got to believe that the angels, God, the universe, they have your back. You've got to bolster your faith and believe, we're calling it. So, believe in magic. True magic is abounding in my life. Okay. So I thought it said something else at first. So you've got to believe in the magic of all the gifts and guidance that are still yet to come through for you. Like when I say that, I mean everything more that's going to come through after you take that next step. Right? So let me clarify. I'm not saying you don't already have guidance and resources flowing to you in this stage. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a whole nother level of gifts and tools and insights that are going to come through when you, after you take that action. It's like that next stepping stone, right? You don't ever get to see you don't see the stepping stone all the way down there unless you start taking steps, and then eventually you can see it, right? I'm trying to think of another metaphor for that. I think you get what I'm saying. But there are some things it's like you don't see the next thing because, you didn't take that prior action yet. Like it literally won't show up until you do that first thing first. It reminds me back when I made the big decision to leave a conventional, stable job to do more what I love. It was scary as heck. But one of the lessons that just was flowing through is faith, which, is basically believing in the magic. And it was basically, how can I say I have faith if I'm not actually acting on it? Right? Because faith is acting in the face of not seeing certain things. Now, am I talking about being reckless? No, I'm not talking about being reckless. You're going to have to decide what taking action in the face of not seeing certain things means for you. But there may be some things you're just going to have to go, okay, I choose to trust that this is going to show up for me. I think the lack of trust sometimes is, and maybe not sometimes, maybe just a lot of the time, is what can trip so many of us up and into thinking that, other people have it easier, when we may not realize that they too had a moment where they had to make that decision of, okay, it's like I don't mean to be harsh here, but this is the phrase coming up. It's a, ish or get off the pot kind of moment, right? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like a deal breaker, right? It's like you can only go so far based on how far you let yourself go. But if you decide to have that faith and take that next step forward, what else is possible? What else can open up for you? And you won't ever know unless you take that leap of faith. And I mean, I get how scary stuff like this can be. I do. I really, really, really do. So in no way am I trying to say, oh, it's just that easy, right? No, I'm saying I get that it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So let me see if there's another gateway card that wants to come through. What did I just do with that one? Oh, that's weird. Did I just put it back? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's see if there's another gateway card that wants to come in. Okay, we have two. We have embarking on an adventure. I savor the wonders of the world and exceeding expectations. I soar into excellence. Look at that. Wow. These, yeah. Yeah, there's a message here. So this does kind of connect to the last one that I just did, which I don't remember what is titled at the moment, but you'll be able to see it on YouTube. This is about you taking flight. So in the last reading I did, this card came out and I said, well, I feel like you are the bird. You can't really see the bird. Well, yeah, you might know, but I got it closer. Yeah, I feel like you are the bird in this. And you're flying. And now that I look at this, embarking on an adventure. We've got the hot air balloon and we've got someone standing on top of the world. You elevating, you rising. And the universe is calling you, beckoning you to rise up and elevate with open arms, putting those arms down like, come up, come meet me here. I don't mean that in some morbid way. Okay. We're not talking about death, but allowing yourself to expand your energy. Yeah. Look at that. We've got the yellow energy up there. Like this is you shining your light brighter and brighter. And the angels are like, yes, yes. Like, yeah. You're going to be exceeding expectations, exceeding your own expectations and probably others as well. Okay, let's pull a couple more and then we'll try to close out because I'd like to keep these shorter if I can. Let's do, since we got the magic card, let's pull from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. And, and as I use the word magic, I don't mean any shady-ish. I'll leave it at that. Ultimately, just referring to, you being fully aligned and setting, charting your course, right? Setting your intention and being deliberate about what you're manifesting in your own life. All out of pure positivity, good and light. That's what we're talking about. Okay, here's the card we have. Yeah. Dragons, slay them all. Slay them all. Let's see what else wants to come out. See, this is you taking the sword that you're given right there, and you're slaying the dragons with. You're being given the tools, and then it's up to you to do something with it. Let's see if there's another magic card that wants to come out in support of all those who are expanding their creativity, going deeper. What message? Okay. We have 2 that came out, and look at that. We have another 12. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, how funny. Sword. It says, make the change. Wow. Y'all, hello. Sword, make the change. Interesting. And so in this one, we have a girl. She's actually cutting her hair with the sword. So it could be, whatever's been going on for a long, long time, because, it can take a long time for hair to grow. For some longer than others. It's saying it's okay. It's okay. Whatever's been going on, for a long time, happening in the past, it's okay to cut it off. It's okay to cut it off. And she's taking she's looking straight at herself in the mirror. She's looking straight at herself in the mirror and She's going for it. Okay, the other card that came out is expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Wow, I love when there's synchronicities. So we had exceeding expectations and we have don't seek anyone's approval. There's no one else like you in the world. Nobody else like you in the world. So when we seek other people's approval, and here's the, as I say this, I'm speaking from experience too, right? It's annoying. So when you seek other people's when you seek other people's approval, it's kind of like you water down yourself, and it's harder to then be in that space of allowing your magic to flow, allowing your light to shine, because you're trying to kind of fit yourself into a box that you don't fit into. You fit into the you mold, right? And so it's so key for you to know who you are first, so you can know what your mold is. Like, what is your thing, right? Who are you? And it's okay if you're in process with that. That is totally okay. But allow yourself to be in process and knowing you versus trying to attain approval of, what fits someone else's ideal of what's acceptable. You're meant to be here. You're meant to be on top of the world, because this is your life. This is your world just as much as it is everyone else's world. What's going to allow you to feel, the most fulfilled that you can feel? Yeah. And again, we've got the nature elements here, because look at that. There's a fairy on her knee. We've got the moon in the back. Of course, she's sitting in the forest, and she's beautiful, but she's doing beauty her own way, right? It's awesome. Okay. Let's see, where are we? 27 minutes. Let's do okay, I'm going to do a prism oracle, and let's see what message wants to come through from here. What message wants to come through? We're going deeper, expanding one's creativity. Is there a message from this deck? We have fear, isolation, and ghost. These are the three cards that literally just came out. Fear, isolation, and ghost. Your fear is an illusion. And you've probably heard that before, but if you have not heard that before, what that's basically referencing is that when we choose to take that bigger action and we basically bust through the fear ends up diminishing. It might hang around for a little bit, right? We may be feeling so much fear, and maybe other people's expectations or disapproval, whatever it might be, whatever else is going on behind the scenes, right? There may be some of that manifests as a result of the fear, and yet the more you stay aligned with you, it's going to be like a ghost and disappear. When we're in this fear space, we can feel so isolated. And yet at the same time, when we let the fear dissipate, we bust through it. I see it as the fear diminishes down to that tiny little dot. Tiny little dot. We can say next. Okay, I know I'm nearing the 30-minute mark already, and I still kind of want to pull from a couple of decks. I'm gonna pull from Gary Stewart's Constellation Healing Oracle cards. These ones have some really deep concepts and messages. And if you haven't ever done a family constellation session, I'm not going to bother to explain it right now, but I will just say I do recommend them. I think they're great. I really do. They yield a lot of insight. So you just find a practitioner near you and look into doing a session. And if you're in the Southern California area or Arizona area, Gary Stewart's awesome. So yeah, recommend him too. Okay, let's see. Is there a Constellation Healing Oracle card that wants to come through for those who are going deeper, expanding their creativity? Because we just talked about fear, right? And that could be linked to, certain wounds from the past. And so let's see what wants to come through. And I'm just going to call in light right now, call in white light to eliminate the fear that showed up in the cards, maybe any fear showing up in your worlds. And these are messages of hope and light. That's what they are. We're simply observing this message right now to see what nuggets of hope are here for you to take away. And yeah, let's see. Let's shine a light on what might be good for someone to take a look at and heal within their experience. Okay, that card went all the way over there. Okay, let me pause it. I'll get it. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So the constellation card that came out says World Origin. World Origin. We come from many nations, countries, and continents on Earth. The insight is most of our families have global roots. The cross-pollination of multiple races, colors, and creeds creates the beautiful diversity of our species. Identifying our ancestral lineage allows us to understand ourselves and others more deeply. Ultimately, although diverse, we are all one global human family united together by life. So the fear that you may have felt may link to your own family, to your lineage. Maybe what's been considered acceptable for people in your bloodline, your family to do or be, whatever it might be, right? Whatever that thing is that you're choosing to embark on. Let's see if there's one more. Adversity. It says adversity, any situation in which you feel others or other forces oppose you. The insight, when you pick the adversity card, think about what is going on in your life that feels like it's against you. Conversely, what are you opposing? Adversity compels us to grow smarter, stronger, more resourceful, which is ultimately the hidden gift. Learn the lesson. Move forward while avoiding a power play. Your soul wants you to learn this important lesson. Do you know what it is? Look at the other cards you picked for more answers. Wow, I've never had any of them say that before. So what I'm getting here is to, while you may recognize what the fear or the challenge has been, in order for you to take that leap forward, I'm also getting that it's saying don't fight against it. So, it could be one thing for us to say, I'm going to do what I need to do, and therefore I'm going to, I'm just going to be so pissed off at all these people and oppose it and maybe fight against that, right? So you're trying to go over here, but you're fighting over here too. I can relate to some of this. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. And this is saying, just go over here. Be aware of this, but don't fight against it. Right. So that really speaks to like working through those emotions and doing that inner work as you pour into yourself. And there may be a degree of you taking action on allowing the universe to pour into you a little more too. And as I say that, I'm getting, meditation, allowing yourself to be in a state of receiving. I wanted to say receptacle, but that doesn't make sense. Receptivity. Be in a state of receptivity so you can feel more of the guidance and the universe's support for you. So, okay, so there's that. And let's end with, we're going to do two more. I'm going to do an Every Day is a New Day card, and then we're going to end, we'll see, some sort of angel message, I think. Okay, let's see. What Every Day is a New Day message? Okay, we're going to let those go. I don't think those are intended to be the answer to this. Here we go. Okay, we have, why did this happen to you? ? Why did this happen to you? Because you're the person who has the power to create change within it. And because within every piece of coal is a shiny diamond waiting to emerge. And then you'll see it happened for you. So you may be identifying that you're the person to break the cycle in your family bloodline, to exceed expectations, to be this person who is magical, embarking on your own adventure. And it might feel like a big, heavy burden. You might be like, what the F? Like, why me? Right? And you may feel like you have to sacrifice that, the girl cutting off her hair. You may feel like you have to sacrifice a big part of yourself too, because our families, not every family is the same, but our families, we tend to be very closely attached, connected to our family. And you may feel like, why, right? Like in some ways it could just be so much easier if you didn't feel like you were lacking something and like you had to embark on your own adventure, right? Because you're the person who has the power to create change within it. And so there's that degree of leadership. And so when you feel like you are the leader and there's no one else around you to sort of take charge of this path that is yours, right? That's where we go back to here and say, yeah, but this is the other leader you're looking for. God, universe, your spirit guides, nature. This is the other leader you're looking for. And so what can support you in believing in that? To be of service and support to you so that the journey can be easier for you. And I think basically boils down to that. Okay, let's see. Let's close out with here we go. I'm going to close out with the Messages of Life card. At the bottom of the deck, we have, I have faith in life. And look at that. The universe is reaching down and the person is reaching up. They're making connection with each other. Let's see if there's another message in here that wants to come out. God sustains me. As I turn each day over to God, my worries ease and my resistance softens. In the arms of God's love, I find inner peace, even in challenging times. Today, my faith provides me with great strength. I welcome all that comes my way, knowing that the love of God sustains me. And I want to highlight, earlier we had this card. This is you. You are just emanating that wisdom, that light. You've been on the journey and you're shining. You're shining so much brighter because of it. And it's because God sustains you. God, that light, that phrase, I am that I am, right? We are all made in God's image. I'm not getting religious here, okay? Just using the phrases. Anyway, okay. God's light is coming. It's coming through you. It's coming through you because you've allowed it. You've chosen to have faith in it. I am wishing you so much courage and peace and self-love and faith and healing, right? Because it can be challenging to realize that the people you think are closest to you actually are also part of the challenge that makes it hard for you to move forward. And yet this is your journey. You get to be the leader. And at the same time, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But if you know that your fulfillment is here, you are supported. It's an exercise in trusting, having faith in the unseen, because it's you that's supposed to bring it forward and make it be seen. You are the thing, the person, the soul, the light that is meant to be seen. And it only shines brighter as you bring it forward through your authentic leadership, through your self-compassion, being easy on yourself, knowing that you don't have to do this journey how anybody else that you've seen has done it. You get to do it your way. What does that mean? What does that look like and feel like for you? So, okay. What's the point of sticking to 20 minutes when I get to 42 minutes, right? Okay. Anyway, let me know what you're taking away from this. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and feel free to share it with someone that you think may also benefit from it. And I just simply thank you for being here with me today. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all again very soon.